Georgia National Guard is already helping with the recovery in North Carolina after Hurricane Helene devastated that state. Now it's positioning to pivot to Florida after this hurricane hits. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie is live in Cobb County at the Clay National Guard Center with what the Guard is doing now. Mark.
And of course, they're helping throughout Georgia. I just spoke to the Guard's commanding general in Georgia, Major General Dwayne Wilson, who said he was fresh in from hard-hit Hazelhurst. And he says as the Guard works to help citizens in the aftermath of Helene, soldiers and airmen are ready to help if needed with whatever Milton brings. We begin with another general. If the governor calls upon the Georgia National Guard for Milton, are you ready?
We are. We've actually kind of culminated on our debris clearing and removal, trying to clear the roads, primary and secondary roads for access. A lot of that is completed now, where we're kind of resetting those teams to be able to respond for this next event. What we're primarily active in right now are points of distribution, pushing commodities out to the communities.
Upwards of over 1.2 million meals that have been distributed across the state already in the current response, closing in on 200,000 bags of ice and water, closing 150,000 cases of water.
We've been in a total of 35 counties.
Georgia Army National Guard Commander Brigadier General Jason Fryman says as the Georgia Guard helps Georgians across the state recover from the effects of Helene, it's in a state of readiness if called upon to deal with whatever Hurricane Milton might dish out.
We have not seen anything like Helene. That was the largest affected area that the state has ever seen. The effects of Milton, as it looks like currently off of the tracks that we're looking at, and it'll be a smaller requirement that we're anticipating.
General Fryman says he was in a chopper soon after Helene hit to assess where the Guard was needed most, which was key to quickly getting help to where it was needed.
And could see those rural counties and the effects that they had.
We got a short notice phone call.
Georgia Air National Guard Commander Major General Kanata Crumley says on short notice a Georgia Air Guard C-130J transport flew to Arkansas to pick up MREs, meals ready to eat, to take to Savannah, where they were then trucked to Thompson, Georgia, near Augusta.
We were able to get 7,200 meals.
General Fryman says big Georgia Army National Guard CH-47 helicopters are in North Carolina helping to get supplies to isolated areas desperate for food, water, and medical supplies. And he says a request for help has already come in from Florida in anticipation of Milton's impact. General Fryman says with roughly 15,000 soldiers and airmen and the volunteer state defense force, the Georgia Guard can help neighboring states without compromising the help Georgians need.
What we come to realize is no matter how tough it is for us to try to work through the response, it's tougher for our friends and our relatives and other people around the state.
So General Wilson says about 2,000 soldiers, airmen, and State Defense Force volunteers have helped after Helene, and he awaits orders from the governor and the Georgia Emergency Management and Homeland Security Agency concerning Milton, and Georgia is prepared to help Florida if needed. It's what neighbors do. We used extensive imagery from the Georgia National Guard in our reporting live in the Clay National Guard Center, Joint Operations Center. Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
Mark, the National Guard's members are citizen soldiers. They often leave family and other jobs behind when duty calls like that. We appreciate their service so much. Thank you, Mark.